Hey everyone, Misii here. If you're here for the fun stuff, skip to the timeline screen. For those of you who didn't skip, I've got some explaining to do. 1. Does this replace your weekly upload? Can it? Nah. To be honest, I don't expect this to gel well with the regulars, so it's not going to replace your weekly. Be on the lookout for it. I just thought I'd try something different for this upload to not trap myself in a niche. Even though I'm quite content with what I do, I want to branch out a lot. 2. The unexpected break I took for like 2 days. I know it wasn't long, but it's explaining since it correlates with something else. I moved homes. I'm currently at my grandparents' place. Look at this room. Until I go to uni. So, fun stuff. The not so fun thing, my HDMI cable decided to give out on me when I tried linking it to my monitor. So yeah, sorry about that. Might happen again soon because again, I'm moving. But yeah, I'm glad I moved because the only thing I gotta worry about here is the dog attacking me instead of, morons thinking they're funny. Might need to make a video about that someday. Where's the animations? This count? But no, seriously, for those of you who watched the peak video about a month ago will remember I said I was playing around the Source Filmmaker. So to answer that question, the base animation is almost done. I still need to do voices and music, so don't expect it for 2 weeks minimum. However, once it's done, I'll make a video explaining all the things I messed up in production. So, we'll have a good laugh out of it. 4. After slacking off in the finals video, have you got any better at preparing? Yes, I've got quite a lot lined up, so you're gonna be eating really good. Off the top of my head, I've got at least 4 projects done and plenty more to do, along with something secret, so fun stuff! And finally, this is my first time, reading out the script, so if it sounds terrible, that's why. That's all I wanted to say, so sit back and enjoy the video. Love you guys. This is Scarlet Hollow, a game produced by Black Tabby Games, who have previously made a game called Slay the Princess. Before anyone asks, yes, I did play it, yes, I did make a video on it, and it's unlisted because of audio issues. I've 100%ed it, here's my Steam library page, and here's an image I made. So I'll be bringing it out when it's relevant, so spoilers ahead for both it and Scarlet Hollow. Now, I've only played an episode and a half. I'll play more soonish. I just found the game to be really interesting, so I'm making a video now with my speculations, and if I'm wrong, then it's whatever. It means the twists hit harder. There is 5 episodes to the game after all, so it's nice to speculate in this early stage. We open up the game and were presented with a choice to pick our perks. I chose Mystical and Booksmart. I was later told Booksmart wasn't good, however Mystical was amazing, so 1 out of 2 has got to count for something. Thanks guys. But seriously, I have to give my thanks to these guys. Without them, I would have missed out on 2 great visual novels. For sensitive privacy reasons. Anyway, after picking our perks, we wake up on a bus next to a stranger chatting your ear off, and I wasn't a fan of the guy. Though, 4 months ago, she chose to break up with me, like, for real, and jeez, you ever get so mad you wanna kill somebody? I think you wanna kill me. Looking at your eyes, I think you wanna kill me. Like, gang, what? I hope they didn't die. I hope you die. We find out that he has a girlfriend who currently has his baby, and I hope for both the girl and the kid that he shirts up his act, otherwise they might end up dead. During this encounter, we also find that we've got Scarlet Hollow. Yeah, that's the name of the game. We also find it isn't the most popular place, even the bus leaves after a minute. This is one of the many indications that Scarlet Hollow isn't just some quiet country town. Now why you're here? Your aunt's dead, so you came to pay your respects. Problem being, funeral's on Sunday. You arrive Monday. Tad early, but it is what it is. And you go to your family's estate, and oh, I'm a really dorky nerd and I like the look of this place. Please tell me to shut up. Calling me marginally impressed I didn't peg you for his cultural. You shouldn't be pegging me at all, you're my cousin. Dude, I've been the most easygoing, shut the fuck up. Stay on my... got work to do. Oh yeah, this little bundler joins your cousin Tabitha, and aside from giving her the proper British greeting, fuck you. There's not much you can do. She is grieving her mother, however, so let's try to cut out some slack. Or not, doesn't really matter. But something important we find about this place is the fact that half of it is off limits. 3 guesses as to which side is off limits. If you guess the right side, you're wrong. Those of you who guess the left, well done, you got a PB&J sandwich. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. But I like peanut butter and jam, so they probably taste good together. Something will caught me as a bit surprise is, unlike the previous game, Scarlet Hollow doesn't appear to have any voice acting. Whether that's a user error or not, I don't know. Makes content easier though. Once you leave the home you're staying in, you encounter a Pokemon woman. You pet the dog. This is Gretchen and Stella respectively. I, see a lot of them in episode 1, but I imagine you can just blow them off. Something you might note here about Stella is the fact she's wearing a Mothman shirt. This hints that she's interested in cryptids, the next being she outright states she hunts them. And she's a YouTuber, so yeah, game recognizes game. Except she's monetized. Moving on, you two go to a diner in which you yourself may as well be a cryptid and how everyone looks at you. Well, except Frey, but once the present slipped my radar. However, the other two. And you're not looking at me. And you're not looking at me. You're the fry cook, so you're probably not looking at me for a reason. You're interesting, though. It's at this diner in which Stella asks you to hunt the Scuff Babe, and I ask a very valid question. Don't live in Florida, you know, with alligators and much critical. So at this point, you can either decline her, or go with her, which I went with her. With the mystical book equipped, it's very clear that something's off with this trail. However, you also meet Duke, who, like anyone in America, uses his right to bear arms to anyone, using it to point a shotgun at Stella. Then again, I'm English, so he very well might have just been an Irish farmer and I would have been next. Luckily, we leave the encounter unscathed, and with a new companion in our arsenal. Then further down the trail, you and Stella meet a very old deal. Is that a peanut? Regardless, Stella needs footage, so you three, yes, she brought her dog with her, and continue. And you get to pick a snack. Yay! Gang, what the fuck is that? So yeah, this isn't the first time I noticed something like this. As in Slay the Princess, I noticed something similar in Nightmare Room. So it's very clear something bad's gonna happen. Because in Nightmare, you kind of die. Like I said, so it's okay. With this established, you meet back up with Duke. Hey, we know that guy. He's looking for his chicken that went missing, and he found it. Like, Zoink Scoop! What are we supposed to do? I'm freaking out right now. Duke, I don't think a mountain lion's getting to your chickens. Duke, I don't think a mountain lion's getting to those fucking chickens. Yeah, no shit. In all my years, I ain't seen nothing like this. What the fuck is the stranger doing now? And yeah, I think we should get out of here. I agree, we got 2 months of silence. Let's go. Are you guys hearing this? Now, aside from my perfect Shaggy impression, it's clear that something's weird going on due to the groove on Buddy's leg. Could just pop it and she'll be out, or might be the next Unimoth. Who knows? We really don't. For about 5 seconds. What the hell is that thing? Oh god, what's going on over there? Yo, this is like the Minecraft story mode. Save the famous person, they'll save Petra. Shit. Did you grab? I mean, the dude's got a shotgun, don't he? Use it. So with my textual reference out of the way, it's clear that this is a cryptid, and a dangerous one, seemingly using animals as breeding grounds, like the tarantula hawk wasp. So it's a very big threat indeed, especially if it can use humans as breeding grounds. Anyway, I made the assessment that Duke is better off as he has a shotgun, and should be able to use it. And it was certainly used. Duke? Oh, oh. Okay, I had to censor that due to an actual hole being in the man's skull. But yeah, I hope you guys didn't like him, and if you did, well, he's gone, so more than what you can. What's the next order of business? Get the hell out of there. Wait a sec. Yeah, these kind of look like the fucked up things from Princess Mononoke. Yeah, like those tree gardens or something. Very interesting. Anyway, you and Stella make out in the forest. When Stella calls the police, you see Tabitha has contacted you. So unlike the responsible person I am, I text her back. No response to her, she must be asleep. Then Officer Earl and Franklin show up in a sort of off-puttingly calm manner. Even after seeing the footage Stella recorded, which is interesting because they should be more worried about small-town disappearance. Either way, after dropping you and Stella off at her place, she says to go meet a woman. Jesus. Oh. Go home, Wayne. I ain't helping you tonight. Whoa. So, that's Wayne. As you can see, he's pretty bad case of mine long. Alright, so it's clear that Wayne works on Tabitha. And he's pretty significant given the developers affiliate to put him in with the other characters. However, I believe he's only relevant if you go down Tabitha's storyline, not Stella's, even though he shows up here. Regardless, you see who you came here to meet. Sybil, who's very much like the Crystal Ball Psychic, and her daughter Kanika, who seems skeptical of her mother's words. Regardless, it seems Sybil has an explanation for the Forest Guardians, calling them Ditchlands, which seem to warn of a death coming up, explaining why they showed up when you were around Duke's corpse and go away after you leave the forest. However, those with mystical and book-smart perks have this dialogue option. This bitch got a life. Hey. That's been stuck on life. I like them. These ditchling kind of rain. Felt cycle. Yeah, it won't last a fairy, at least the flashbulb sounds right. They're either using local wildlife as food or incubation. So it's clear that the ditchlands are a part of the life cycle. We'll speak more on that later. Anyway, after meeting Sybil and her daughter, you and Stella go back to her place and she asks if you want to crash. I say yes, so at this point you can call Tabitha back. So you met Stella then. That explains everything. She's got you all worked up. I'm going to bed. Dick. Yeah, more of the proper British responses, but no time to dwell because as soon as you go to sleep, the episode ends. I'm going to reflect on the chapters later, but for now, on to the first half of episode 2. Very similar to episode 1, you wake up to someone talking. This time it's Stella. Now you got 4 options here. The snarky one, in which you respond to Temple's comments, the one in which you walk out half clothes like a lady's toddler, the responsible adult one, or the childish one in which you hide under the covers. The sarcastic one wasn't enough for my test, I decided to walk out half clothes because it was funnier to me. Yeah, that would be funny. Anyway, Tabitha berates you for not coming home, and the fact that the cops asked her about you before going away, and Stella, who's wearing a shirt and reminds me very much of Christine, takes you to the library. On the way there, you see Avery on Sybil. You guys remember Avery, right? He was in episode 1. I didn't explain it, did I? Basic rundown, Avery works at a diner and is a decent bloke. Channy, but decent. So it's from this encounter in which you can ask Sybil about her calm demeanor, in which she responds, basically, we all got a part to play. Then you can talk to Avery more, and tell him about Duke. And yeah, that guy who didn't look up from his newspaper. Yeah, that's Julius. Told you he was interesting. I have a few of them showing up at my place, you know. But let's do them just fine. So it seems at least 2 people knew about the Ditchlands before, unless Julius is referred to the hostile creature. But regardless, 2 people know about them. Then you go to the library, which, unless you like reading, is the most boring section of the game. So why bring it up? It's also the most important across all the episodes I've covered so far. Not only because of... What's that? That's a reference to Slay the Princess, which refers to what I think is the beast form of the princess and a smaller version of the dragon, as I hope it does. But it's also here you find out pretty much everything from building monsters. Now I'm only gonna bring up the most relevant stuff, because I might bore myself to tears if I had to explain it all. However, currently the coal mines, the Scarlet Estate, and the other things in the woods need explaining. The Scarlet Estate is said to have built after your family came into wealth, and it's clear that it's not been well kept by Tabitha or a few of the previous owners. Since the Scarlet who built it, Andrew Jackson, wanted it to be seen from the town below, and likely admired for its architectural beauty, as seen in the picture. It's here we also find that the Scarlet family helped Scarlet Hollow grow out whatever poverty it has. However, this is less seen nowadays because of the multitude of closures within town, along with the fact that a rival family built a more impressive house in 1895, suggesting they have some influence as well. The Scarlet Mines. The original Scarlet Mines collapsed in 1918, however newer mines appear to be a trailblazer for mining technology. Whilst this looks like a map of rust from COD, it was very crucial for paving the way forwards for the Scarlet family at the Hollow. More on the original site, it was managed by Andrew, whom later prospered. However, the co-owners loosened security measures after World War I, costing 160 lives, including one of Andrew's sons. They have taken over the mine and bringing it back to class. Finally, the other things in the woods. I believe them to be ginseng babies. They look the most like them in the official game's art, and it's said that if a sand diggers, which are ginseng diggers, root is dug up on a new moon, it will cry like an infant leaving a pool of blood behind. And that's what the books and games say, meaning that the Scarlet family created or owned a mine under the leadership of Andrew Jackson Scarlet. It prospered, and then he built the Scarlet Estate, which then got overlooked by a rival family's estate in 1895. Then in 1918, the mine collapsed, causing mass deaths, was going under until one of Andrew's sons pulled it out, in which the mines had been passed down for the Scarlet family, aside from yours, which moved. And then the thing what attacked you, Stella and Duke, are what I believe to be a ginseng. A fully grown one, not a baby. Alright. So what the fuck does any of that mean? Also, on one where I skipped over things like the encounter with Miles and other story beats, however, I'm gonna make sense of what I saw. It's apparent, even before you meet any cryptids, that Scarlet Hollow isn't the place you go to visit on a whim. From the bus being there for about a minute, to most shops being closed, to the man not even being there. I know he's a dog, but come on. Then, when you see the cryptids, it gets a hell of a lot stranger. From unexplained growths, to being able to use shotguns, there's more than meets the eye at Scarlet Hollow. It reminds you of Scarlet Princess in the way that game set up atmosphere, suggesting you're in a Groundhog Day kind of loop, except it's different each time. Next, Scarlet Manor, and how only one side seems to be affected. Now this could have just been years of negligence, or it could be anyone who ventures into the life site, gets greeted by an unwelcome guest, and shortly dies. I could be completely wrong, I'd have to play the actual damn game, but it's what I've got for now. Then there's the police. Them acting so casual is whatever, many officers do that to calm them down. However, I only had a coffee cup at midnight. Meaning, either that coffee is cold, and it's the Arctic, well, hear me out, he went to civil, since the diner is likely closed and the police had some time to go. Or they came from out of town to grab a coffee. Hell, even have to outsource an ambulance in Scarlet Hollow, so they could look onto a nondescript restaurant and go coffee there. Then the mines. There's clearly something wrong with the mines. From the incident in 1918, dear aunt, Dwayne, and Tabitha, seems everyone who goes to the mines for an extended period of time appears to become one shade messed up. One of Andrew's sons dies, your aunt died, Wayne looks like he's dying, and Tabitha is clearly not mentally stable, though she appears to not be too affected by it, meaning she's either hiding the full extent, or she recently got affected. I believe there's cryptid down in the mines that affects people who are there for a prolonged period of time. However, that's just my speculation. I could be completely wrong, I'll have to play the rest of the game to find out. Please tell me what you think is happening in Scarlet Hollow down below, and if you can, please play both Scarlet Princess and Scarlet Hollow if you enjoy visual novels with psychological horror aspects. And with that, we've come to the end of my playthrough and my thoughts. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to know what the next upload is, make sure to subscribe with the bell on. And with that, I'll see you next time.